Hello, Assalamu alaikum students. How are you all? I hope that you all are fine. Well, in today's computer class, we are going to start with our topic computer software and hardware, which we have already discussed some points of computer hardware in our physical class. Now let's continue with our topic. Firstly, let's see that what is computer. So, a computer is an electronic device that accepts data, that is input, and process the data arithmetically and logically to produce the output. Or you can say that computer is an electronic machine which is used for data processing. The output which comes after the processing data through computer is known as information. Computer basically divided into two main categories, that is hardware and software. Well, the hardware refers to the physical parts of a computer and related devices. Internal hardware devices include like motherboard, hard drives and RAM. External hardware devices include monitor, keyboard, mic, printer and scanner. You can say that computer hardware is a physical component of the computer referred to the tangible component of a computer system, means the things that you can touch with your hands. Whereas software is a set of instruction, data or program that are used to operate computers and execute specific tasks. Opposite of hardware, which describe the physical aspects of a computer. Software is basically a generic term used to refer the application, script and program that run on a device. Now let's talk about the computer hardware in more detail. Basically, the physical part of a computer are known as computer hardware. You can touch, see and feel the hardware. The hardware consists of electronic circuits and mechanical equipment that are used to perform various functions in the computer. Computer hardware includes not only the computer components but also the cable connector, power supply units and peripheral devices such as the keyboard, mouse, audio speakers and printers, plotters and so on. Without any hardware, your computer would not exist and software could not be used. Now let's see the types of hardware. Firstly, we have the internal hardware. The internal hardware parts of computer are often referred to as components. Internal hardware devices include motherboards, hard drives and RAM or ROM, CPUs or you can say microprocessor. First internal hardware component we have CPU, that is central processing unit or you can say microprocessor. Well, it is called the brain of the computer, means that the part that is like a computer's brain. The processor present in system unit work as the brain of the computer. A system unit is a personal computer component that houses other devices necessary for the computer to function. CPU basically is the part of a computer system where the manipulation of symbols, numbers, and letters occur, and it controls the other parts of the computer system. CPU interprets and carries out basic instruction that operate a computer. Control unit, basically that is CU, directs and coordinate operation in computer. ALU, the arithmetic logic unit, perform arithmetic, comparison and logic operation. CPU is also called as the processor because it contains an entire processing unit. Computer chip contain millions of transistors. They are small pieces of semiconducting material, that is silicon. An integrated circuit is embedded in the silicon. Computers are made of many chips on a circuit board. An arithmetic logic unit, ALU, and CU control unit is the one of the core important component of all the central processing unit. Next we have is the motherboard. Motherboard basically are also called as the system board. The system board is the personal computer component that act as the backbone for the entire computer system. Motherboard is the main circuit board of your computer and is also known as the main board or logic board. The motherboard is a printed circuit board and foundation of a computer. That is the biggest board in a computer chip. It located power and allow communication to and between the CPU, RAM, and all other computer hardware components. There are basically two types of main memory: random access memory (RAM) and read-only memory (ROM). Memory is the personal computer component that comprises the electronic storage area in the computer. It can be considered either volatile or non-volatile. Random access memory (RAM). When the computer is powered on, certain operating system file load into RAM from the storage device such as hardware. Then operating system remains in RAM as long as the computer has continuous power. Basically, RAMs hold its data as long as the computer is switched on. All data in RAM is lost when the computer is switched off. It is described as being volatile memory. It is direct access as it can be both written to or read from in any order. Whereas ROM, that is read-only memory, contains instructions that are permanently stored by the manufacturers when they manufacture the chip. In fact, recording data and instruction permanently into this kind of memory is called burning in the data. The instructions stored in ROM can only be read but cannot be modified. This is the reason why it is called read-only memory. ROM is a semiconductor chip program at the time of its manufacture and is not reprogrammable by the User. It is a non-volatile memory. The contents of ROM are not lost when the computer is turned off. Input devices, or you can say input hardware. Basically, input is any data or instruction entered into the computer in the form of signals. The input into the computer can be entered through a keyboard by selecting command or by pressing finger or touch on screen, by speaking in a microphone, or by scanning data printed on a paper through a scanner. Input hardware basically consists of external devices by which we give information and instruction to the computer. Some common input devices are keyboards, the ideal input device that is used to input text, number, and instructions into the computer. Most keyboards have quadrille layout. The keyboard is still the common way of entering information into a computer. Next we have mouse. Well, mouse is a pointing device in any human interference device that allow user to input spatial data to a computer. Basically, a mouse is a device that controls the movement of a cursor or pointer on a display screen. Next we have a scanner. Basically, a scanner allows you to scan printed material and convert it into a file format that may be used within the PC. It's a device that can read text or illustration printed on paper and translate the information in a form that computer can understand. Output hardware. The process input data into a useful form is called output. When input data is processed, computer generates several types of output depending upon the hardware and software used and the requirements of the user. The user uses output on a screen, prints in on the printer, or hear it through the speaker or headset. Therefore, output is normally classified as soft copy output. The output received on the display screen or in the audio or video form is called soft copy output. This kind of output is not tangible and cannot be touched. The most popular and commonly used soft copy output device is display screen. Hard copy output. The output printed on the paper is called hard copy. The printers and plotter devices are used for this purpose. While the sound output received in the form of sound is called sound output. The speakers are most commonly used to receive the sound output. So common output hardware are firstly monitor. Monitor is a popular and most commonly used output device. That monitor consists of a screen and the electronic components that produce the output on the screen for a temporary period. The output received on the screen is called soft copy. Most monitors used in personal computer display text, graphic, and video information. Next we have printers or plotters. So printers are mostly used output device used to get prints of document on the paper. The output printed on the paper is called hard copy. The hard copy is also called printout. There are two types of printer, impact printer and non-impact printer. An impact printer prints character and graphics on the paper, which is the strikes of hammer on a ribbon. A simple example of impact printer is typewriter. Whereas the non-impact printers produces the output on a paper without striking the paper are known as non-impact printers. Next we have a speaker. Speaker give you sound output from your computer. Some speakers are built into the computer and some are separate. Speaker produce an output port to hear the audio produced by the computer. A communication hardware or the connecting hardware device is any type of hardware capable of transmitting data, instruction and information between a sending device and a receiving device. One type of communication device that connect a communication channel to a sending or receiving device such as computer is a modem. First we have modem. Modem basically connects a personal or portable computer to dial-up network through a regular telephone line, whereas LAN card, that is local area network, is used to provide wireless internet access to computer users in home or roaming networks. Storage hardware. Storage input and output devices are called peripheral devices because they are outside the main computer system unit. Storage device basically holds data, instruction and information for future use. Medium storage is physically material used for storage, also called as secondary storage. First we have the magnetic disks. Basically there are two types of magnetic disks. Firstly hard disks and the floppy disks. Magnetic disks direct access to individual records so that data is stored on the disks directly accessed regardless of the order in which the data were originally recorded. Disk storage is often referred to as a direct access storage device, DASD. The hard drive is a mechanical storage device typically located internally. It enables the user to save data for reuse at the later time, even after the personal computer is shut down or restarted. Whereas the floppy disk is a portable, inexpensive storage medium, also known as DIXT. Thin, circular, flexible disks enclosed in rigid plastic shell. This device allowed to read from and write to floppy disks. This device is also called as secondary storage. Optical disks are also called as compact disks or laser optical disks. Use laser technology to store data. The most common optical disk system used with PC called CD-ROM, that is compact disc read-only memory. CD is read-only storage, that is flat, round and portable metal discs made of metal plastic, and it allows to read or write only. Computer software or simply software is a collection of data or computer instruction that tells the computer how to work. This is in contrast to physical hardware. Software comprises the entire set of program, procedure, and routines associated with the operation of a computer system. The term software was coined to differentiate these instructions from hardware, that is, the physical component of the computer system. Software is often used to describe all the functional aspects of a computer that do not refer to its physical components. There are basically two main types of software: system software and application software. System software includes the programs that are dedicated to managing the computer itself, such as operating system, file utilities, and disk operating system. A system software aids the user and the hardware to function and interact with each other. Basically, it is a software to manage computer hardware behavior so as to provide basic functionalities that are required by the user. We can say that the system software is an intermediator or middle layer between the user and the hardware. Some common system software examples are operating system. It is the most prominent example of system software, as it is a collection of software that handle resources and provide general services for the other applications that run over them. Whereas the device driver is a type of software that controls particular hardware which is attached to the system. In computing, a device driver is a computer program that allow higher level computer programs to interact with a hardware device. Hardware devices that need a driver to connect a system include display, sound card, printers, mic, and hard disks. Whereas operating system is an interference between the hardware and the user. Although each operating system is different, most of them provide a graphical user interface through which a user can manage the files and folder and perform other tasks. Every device, whether a desktop, laptop, or mobile phones, required an operating system. An OS essentially determines how a user interferes or interact with the system. Therefore, many users prefer to use one specific OS for their device. There are various types of operating systems such as real-time, embedded, distributed, or multi-user or single user, and many more. Some common examples of operating systems are Android, iOS, Mac, MS Windows, Unix. Now, if we talk about the application software, so application software are often called productivity program or end user program because they enable the user to complete tasks such as creating documents, spreadsheets, database, and publication. For example, the word processor application make it easy to add color, heading, and picture, or delete, copy, move, and change the document appearance to suit your needs. Microsoft Word is a popular word processing application that is included in the software suite of applications called Microsoft Office. A web browser or simply browser is an application especially designed to locate, retrieve, and display content found on the internet. Spreadsheet software allow user to create documents and to perform calculation. Basically, it includes real-time collaboration, while some version includes control and inline commitment. Database software basically is designed to create database and to store, manage, change, search, and extract the information contained within them. We can say that an application software in any program is a group of programs that is designed for the end user. Includes such things that database program, word processor, web browser, spreadsheet. Applications sit on the top of system software because they are unable to run without the operating system and system utilities. System software consists of low-level programs that interact with the computer at very basic level. Next, we have the utility software. Basically, this software is designed to help to analyze, configure, optimize, or maintain a computer. It is used to support the computer infrastructure in contrast to the application software, which is aimed at directly programming tasks that benefit ordinary users. Utility software usually focus on how the computer infrastructure, including the computer hardware, operating system, software, and data storage operates. Disk defragmentator can detect computer files whose contents are scattered across several locations on the hard disk and move the fragments to one location to increase efficiency. Same as the disk cleanser can find the files that are unnecessary to computer operation or to take up considerable amount of space. It allows the user to decide what to delete when their hard disk is full. Backup software can make copies of all information stored on a disk and restore either the entire disk. Disk partition can divide an individual drive into multiple logical drives, each with its own file system, which can be mounted by the operating system and treated as an individual drive. Antivirus utilities scan for computer viruses. Now let's see the programming software. Well, programming software is the act of writing computer code that enables computer software to function. It is not the same as software development. Development is actually design of a program, while programming is the carrying out of the instruction of development. I hope class this topic computer hardware and software is clear to you all. We have already discussed the computer hardware in the class, while in today's live lesson I have teach you that what is computer software. If you have any query regarding this, you can ask me in the comment section. See you then. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.